On air. Let's get this party started. It's ENCE versus Team Spirit to kick off the Pro League.
All right then, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Mirage, the battlefield that will take place between these two epic teams here.
Sorry, Henry, I know we're getting excited. I know we're getting excited. I'm going to have to reel back in the hype here. Inferno.
It is, isn't
now,
it?
it's a different looking Inferno.
I did see that. I was like, maybe they got the veto wrong. Maybe they got the veto wrong.
You
I'm just going to go with it. It's Inferno, ladies and gentlemen, as we expected. ENCE starting on the CT side here. Remember, we said Team Spirit. This is their specialty map, in my opinion. I've casted these players a lot over the years, and it's always towards the B side of the map. Super aggressive, the AWP, trying to get stuck in. Want to see more from the young boy Magix as well as we get into this first pistol round. 2 smokes, Molotov suggests to me, Chad, that's going to be a full B execution eventually.
Yeah, and because you've gotten banana control for free like this, it means that you haven't given away your game plan. But Sergey's aggressive position towards Boiler means that they might know the jig is up a little bit early here. The 2 players over towards Arch that we can see will be able to get an early rotation in. And I think that Sunny's job is just to spot and stay alive. If he overcommits here, that's the bomb site given up for free, and then it will be a full-on retake scenario. But as you notice there on the bottom left, Ariel does have some nades of his own for that retake.
He certainly does. It's all very quiet right now. They have got full B control on the banana side of the map. Here's the first smoke towards CT spawn as well. Flashes to go over. Molotov presumably towards new boxes, which it goes through. Flash is over now. Alex, it's your time to shine. It's the commitment. It's the play-by-play moment. What have you got for us?
Absolutely nothing at the moment, Hank, because the bomb will go down. They'll spread them, creep around the site and tuck themselves into all of those nooks and crannies. And so, a 10-man retake. All hearts still beating in the server. A lot of aggression coming in from both parties at the same time. Sunny's going to get more than he bargains for here if he continues to advance. Does have the kit, so keep your eyes on that. Tags and chips away at Chopper. 3 more dueling. Sunny finds the first. Back and forth.
I like this approach with 3 players towards Ruins as well. You can see how overwhelming this is. Team Spirit making sure that's just completely locked out there. Sergey with no real chance of winning the round, but maybe he can get a couple of kills and keep hold of his armor. A little bit boring to save in the pistol rounds, but it saves you $650 going forward, which it looks to be the case. Looking for some exits, and Team Spirit over on the B bomb side there. Execution as we expected. Basic control of the start. Take the vision away from the CTs towards Banana. Smoke towards Coffins. CT spawn. Molotov new boxes. And the real difference there was this play here. 3 players towards Ruins when the CTs had no chance at close range to even look for a kill.
So if you were taking note of the radar just then, you would see that the retake smoke was top banana. So Sergey's job was to go very late. It wasn't that he was baiting the team. It was that the rest of the guys were meant to take the aggro first, and then he was going to come up banana late and clear out that car and sandbag position. We will see the force buy coming out here from ENCE, and the key point here that you want to note is those smoke grenades in hand. They're going to try and milk out as much time from the clock here as possible, and then when Team Spirit have to make a last-minute decision to hit a bomb site, that's when those pistols in the close range can really do all their damage. So it comes down to right now, ENCE not losing any numbers early.
Well, they've taken a lot of damage there, Alex. Double nades at the corner. Alu, he'll scamper back with his tail between his legs. And for now, the Desert Eagle, we do see a lot of shots come through with this particular weapon at this angle, but flashed off. It will be Team Spirit. Good spacing, using the buddy system nicely. Smoke down, as Chad mentioned. That's just denies some access.
Absolutely no commitment, though, from this. Just drawing out what little CT utility they have. That's the first smoke dropped, and still 60 seconds for the rest of these Deagles and CZs. There's a second and a third smoke now flying through the air. One arrives in middle, and a second replacing the one that has just passed in banana. Looks a little like there's a bit of a gap for them to play around. CT smoke released. Just trying to keep the CTs there, and there's 3 of them still there, Hank. They are gobbling up the bait.
Yeah, the smoke's down. It has convinced them you've got to take a few gambles in these sort of rounds, and for now, it will be an A finish coming in, with Magix leading the charge towards the apartment position. You can see the smoke down. We talked about how important this is. 35 seconds, that's a god-tier smoke. Luckily, only 1 player towards that choke point. It might dissuade their final attempts here as they do fall back towards middle. Flashbang out towards quad. Mid controllers there, still 3 CTs towards B, so it should be a Team Spirit round, but a CZ at this range, it could cause a bit of chaos here. Waiting in the smoke, remember you get an advantage from that these days, and there it is. Magix will display it for us quite nicely, and Sergey needs at least 2 kills from they can attempt the round. Not going to happen. Might as well save the Eagles now.
Yeah, that was really well handled by Spirit. It did look like the ENCE boys were doing everything right, though. The smoke arriving 30 seconds, you acknowledge that was perfect, dreamy. But they could still overcome it just simply by the power of their weapons and traveling as a pack.
If you can sense them coming and you can drop a smoke at a choke point, ideally not apartments, it's not as powerful. If you get that towards, let's say, the mouth of banana or top of middle, and you've locked them out in that regard, that's when things become complicated. A choke point like apartments, usually one player lurking towards there. If you're lucky, there's 3 trying to burst out, but still at 30 seconds, they could re-coordinate back towards middle and didn't even lose a single kill. So yes, nice attempt from ENCE, but very well handled from Team Spirit. This is their map pick, and I think their CT side is where they do most of their damage as well. So this is looking very promising for them. Everyone can survive in the pit. 5 players to survive. As we mentioned, ENCE holding on to Deagles, CZs, you might as well. You get a second bite of the cherry. If you take that forward, you have a chance of winning the round. And that's a replay of Magic sitting in the smoke, just waiting for his opportunity to get that frag.
So is that a new patch that has arrived?
I don't think it's new. It's just come into like fashion this year, especially. It's always been around, but players are realizing how powerful it is now. We had the smoke radar bug, I believe, was the most prevalent one last year.
Where everyone would just look at the radar.
And now that's gone, where they're just sitting in the smokes now and waiting for it to clear, because if you're inside the smoke, you get a half a second advantage.
Right, if you're crouching, I believe it's like you crouch in the center of the smoke as it fades, you get the little peekers advantage, see them before they see you.
There's other details as well, where if you know where the smoke is and you can put yourself in a corner and you have good crosshair placement, you can be prepared for their angles from a different angle, if that makes sense. Yeah, sure. So as that smoke's clearing in that apartment's position, Magic, he might have his crosshair ready for that kind of a fight. But that's a good opening right here.
Yeah, this is something. Oh, nearly had them line up. He is going to be flashed off and not fragged just yet. It's only the Desert Eagle of X7 trying to keep them at bay. 2 Kevlar vests and a helmet for ENCE in our third, and doesn't really look too promising just yet. Bombs at T-steps. These boys are in absolutely no hurry.
Definitely not. It's a good start from ENCE. I'm not sure why Alu would offer himself up for the response kill, because he had a chance to fall back there. He was low HP, could have kept it to 5 on 4, but opted for another 1 dig instead. In terms of mid-control, that has been granted towards Team Spirit, but the utility now with 3 smokes, 3 flashes, a single Molotov. I think a B finish is on the cards here. But ENCE have read that very well. This would be a gamble stack that could work out tremendously well for them. 4 players on the CT side, that's everyone making their way over towards the beach side of the map, and they will have to deal with the 2 smokes we saw before. Coffin, CT spawn, Molotov in new boxes, but with the boost coming in, there's a good chance they can win this. It's on a bit of a knife's edge, even with just the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit nervous. Sweaty palms for Spirit. This should be their round, a guarantee, but if they check, or rather don't check, Aerial pushing through the smoke, it's X7 to find the frag. Sunny lines up another 20 seconds. Magic's, he's gonna get caught out. Boosted up to draw his attention. It's all Sunny to save it with another double kill. Him and X7, 2 kills apiece, and ENCE win with just 2 Deagle armors.
Yeah, I was about to praise Spirit for how poised they were late in that last round, but here they've fluffed a kill early, and then it just feels like they've gone with a bit of an all-in. Obviously, inexperience for Team Spirit of playing against, ENCE. Well, no, they probably play against ENCE quite a bit, but playing at the top level with those situations all the time is something which is quite difficult to master.
Yeah, running the clock down there, really not ideal. And those sort of rounds, especially when you know they've saved a few Deagles and stuff, it's unlikely they have the smokes. You're much better off in those sort of rounds. Number 3, going for an all-in group attack early on so you can actually ascertain what you're up against instead of running the clock down to 20 seconds, panicking, going to a stack there. Would have liked something much quicker and coordinated together. A B finish seemed like a bit of a misplay to me. Now, this is what we talked about with the flash attack, Alex. You very rarely see more than 1 player towards the apartment, but when you do, it's 1 flash going over and you're trying to surprise them, trying to catch them out of position. So far, so good. It's Murder opening things up, takes down Aerial. X7 needs to deliver here, but this is a really nice call. You lost the previous round, but it was still relatively close. You managed to make them a little bit uncomfortable. They've had to reinvest with all their grenades. You can see X7, Alu, Aerial, all fully invested here, meaning they won't have absolutely everything. Why not even have the AWP, which they don't? You've got the 3 players out of the apartments. It sets the pace of the game, and now they're worried about that going forward. It's a great round from Team Spirit. Good response after losing to Pistols.
Yeah. No, absolutely no hesitation. Flying out. I love that you got to see it from the CT's perspective. As Sumdayoung flies off that balcony, he has probably, half a second to line up his crosshair and try and track a moving target with a white screen.
Anyone who plays apartments on the CT side of Inferno know it's absolute suicide to even challenge that position. You can't really stand up there alone challenging with M4. It's not going to work out. You can move an orb over every now and then. Right. So that's why, if you know they're not playing anyone towards the apartments, walk up slowly, silently, flash out. Everyone comes through. The flash is decent, and they miss that first orb shot, or in this case, rifle shot. And we'll see that that's the flash there. Yeah. How can he do anything about that with that flash coming in? It's very well timed and a very well played strategy from Team Spirit.
That perfect highlight, exactly what I was talking about. Shout out to the replays and into our 5th round. it is going to be ENCE swallowing their pride a little bit, and those that did do the damage with the Deagles, like Seven and Sunny, both picking up a double kill to pick the first on the board. Now, just with the very same side armor, take it back. Sunny does have an AK drop to him, and Alu looking for some aggressive AWPing perhaps to start this one off.
Considered one of the best CT snipers on Inferno, Alu will have to step up here. The device smoke to get him in position, but he takes a lot of damage there from the HE down to 44, and blind as well. They dish out a little bit back in response. That's Mur down to 89, but that's about it. So Alu knows he has to be aggressive, but he's not finding these opening picks. He's got to have a slow start into this game. He's got to grind out these kills, and for now, 5 rifles to Spirit. Now they know they've pushed your back, that this could be throwing their grenades at the barrel position, Molotov to push him back even further. Alu, he might be better off just repositioning to another side of the map at this point, considering he's shown presence. We'll see what he's got in mind. Boots himself up for an HE and potentially an incendiary bounce to the top. So to smoke towards half wall. You can then throw an incendiary in front of that, but they've been caught with their pants down, Alex. As soon as they're setting that up, they push in, and that's round over. It's done.
Is it foolish to assume that it could have just been the sound cue of the pins being called?
Could have been. I wanted to say that, but I wouldn't know for sure, but it certainly didn't help.
It synced up. It definitely did. As soon as we saw the Alu POV of that smoke being pulled, Chopper just holds W.
I don't like that at all. I don't know about you, Chad, but the fact that you know you've got your AWP on low HP, I want him going emo. I want him coffins and just ready as a turret. I don't need to retake towards half wall with a smoke and an incendiary and I've got a low HP AWP. I just want to be falling back and making sure we try and win the round.
I think one of the fears that maybe they're having early is not being able to maintain map control, because I wouldn't mind it if we could right now dive into Skybox from that previous round where Team Spirit were able to steal one back after the loss and actually dive a little bit more into that. So when this round comes to an end, I'm sure we'll be able to jump on in and show everybody.
Let's do it now. We can, because this is
round should be
useless,
done
right?
and dusted,
This is done. I'm not sure how technically
capable
ahead we are at this point, but it sounds like you know what you're
I'm trying to get
about.
all the teething out early.
Okay.
So if we here we go. Okay. No, this is
so he pulls the pin, and at that same moment, Chopper just has the
It wasn't a
timing and
good play
pushes in
from ENCE. Like, it was a nice idea. You could see he's got 0 cover there. His teammates deep in coffins, not even covering him. So he went down and he has to swing. So what was the real play there? What was the mentality? It was a disjointed affair, to say the very least. A nice idea in terms of let's retake banana, but you're not together.
It's like me when I've just gone and learned a new smoke, and I'm constantly desperately trying to make sure I throw it.
Even if he got the smoke down, he's low HP anyway. So all he can do is flash over his teammate with the incendiary down and try and pull a kill back. That was the mentality. But with the AWP up, that's so valuable.
Look at Ariel.
Pallet spot here for Ariel. Not traded. Iris Balance could have been on that quicker, but he gets away.
That's perfect. Considering he's the only rifle, that is just a dream to start off this round for ENCE.
If they can milk anything out of this one as well, it's one of these situations where, for people who aren't aware, obviously if you're taking a look at the side of things from Spirit, they have the better weapons, the better utility, all that kind of stuff. But when you see the pistols on the ENCE side, and this happens on both, either if you're on the T side or the CT side and you have pistols, you'll approach the game a little bit differently, right?
Yeah.
You won't be as cautious as if you have the Krieg with a full set of nades. You might, take a couple more risky decisions, and those risky decisions are what can unravel some of these gun rounds. Because if you get 2 kills with the Deagle when you weren't expected to get anything in a standard scenario, that's how they're able to win these kind of rounds. So maybe ENCE will take a few more risks here. So it looks like it will be another B finish.
Feels like a risk for Mir if he goes towards that gap. Alu's just looking to exploit with the jiggle.
This is where Team Spirit crumbled before. Same sort of scenario. Up against his pistols. 25 seconds on the clock. Smoked out. Doesn't look good at all. This is...
They're flashed. Oh, this shot from Sunny. Alu does manage to find 2, but it does look like the site has been taken in time. With 15 seconds remaining, they'll clear it out and get that bomb planted.
They don't deserve this one, but it looks like it's going to work out for them. Team Spirit left in a 2-on-2. Same issue as before, just getting held out. All 5 players there, very telegraphed. Luckily for them, one of their flashes hits that close-ranged Eagle, who couldn't hit a single thing. 2-on-2 heavily favors Team Spirit here. You can see no utility, no armor for Sergey, just a single rifle. And they'll give it their best shot. They've got about a 10-second window here before they get to the point of no return. But the positioning looks too good. PG-50 at that range, sure, you get that 1 kill, you have to nail this very quickly. Not going to happen, and Ariel will be removed as well, even after getting 2 kills.
All right, guys, we're jumping into Skybox from that previous round that I was talking about here, and what I wanted to highlight was the 3 players over towards the B bomb site. So you will be able to see 2 guys left in the site. We can take a look here that there's nobody in Banana because this is a full-on A play coming on out, and it was the timing of this pop flash in halls. So X7, as you can see him moving into the site, he rotated over from B. Look at this position. They're both in a terrible spot, very clunky in the site, and the timing timing of these pop flashes was perfect. Isolates both of them, and simple as that, we can jump back into game.
Flash attack towards the apartments. If the flashes are decent, it's very difficult to hold. Great attack there, good change of pace, and knowing okay, they didn't have the AWP, they didn't necessarily have incendiaries as well. Not much that could be done, and it's going to be 5-1 here for Team Spirit. The woes of ENCE continue. As once more, they have just 5 rifles here. Alu, I have to say, like, he's had a couple of good maps in the last few months, but ever since they've kind of moved things around and brought him in as the in-game leader / AWPer, like, hasn't looked the same on this map in particular. And Sergej to be tested again. Couple of frags for him, but the same story for Team Spirit. Ariel needs multiple kills to stand a chance, and they've been mowed down. This round over. You can't retake this. No utility, no kits, no helmet for Sunny. Alu will have to step up, and he hasn't done so far.
Yeah, and that's confirmation right there. I Balance securing himself the second and even throwing out the incendiary to ensure there will be no CT gimmicks. Sunny, the last man, he's just going to keep hold of his M4.
Are we keeping a track of the predictions here? I feel like I've got a bit of a winner here.
You feeling confident?
Yeah, I feel like we should have do we have an official leaderboard?
There will be a leaderboard,
okay, make sure this one is counted.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, because this is definitely a 2-0.
We're going to have...
Just throwing that out there. This is happening.
We're going to have a slow next round, most likely. So maybe we can fill the viewers in on some of the fun stuff, though. Because obviously there's 2 sets of 3.
Yeah.
We've got the Lanchin, the crew, and
we need a better name than Lanchin Boys or Lanchin Crew.
Maybe public can tweet at us.
Brainstorm.
Use the hashtag ESLCS.
There we go.
Or ESL Pro League is the one that I've been using. It's quite long, but that's the one that I use.
Lots of letters.
But we're going to be playing against the other trio in a bunch of different Counter-Strike challenges and stuff.
Lanchin Lads.
The Lanchin Lads.
Lanchin Lads, there we go. That's it. Done. That's what we needed. It was hurting my brain getting there.
No, but you got there. And it only took you 30 seconds. And there's even a timeout.
So don't tweet at us.
We've
already worked it out.
Cancel the tweet. Cancel that.
But we will be doing hashtag Clip It Chad, which we did last season in Pro League.
I loved that.
Yeah, Henry, people, you may have missed this.
I think I did.
People can tweet in with the hashtag Clip It Chad.
How many tweets did you get?
Yeah, quite a lot, actually.
At the start, it was real popping off.
It was booming, and I will be able to hopefully bring them some stuff that's happening.
So when they say clip it, what are you clipping exactly?
So at the moment in front of me, I have this PC with Skybox on it. We'll be using Skybox exclusively today, but as we move into tomorrow, I'll be able to hopefully grab live demos and clip stuff from the match. We could even jump into Counter-Strike, a server on Inferno. I can show you guys some bits and pieces as well.
Okay, so the difference is now we can clip it, Chad, while the game's live as well. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Previously, he had to kind of like, it was a whole endeavor.
Technical issues.
It was a special room somewhere. Now he's just hanging out in the studio.
I think something that could be really cool if you're a new Counter-Strike fan and you're a little bit interested in maybe why something went down a certain way, we can clip it and we can explain those bits and pieces for you. And maybe explain why Team Spirit are struggling. Let me just talk about an example of what they can do. Is we have some flurry of kills. Good trades. I like this attempt as opposed to just throwing all the utility, right, and then getting smoked off. Here they were planning to walk and take contact, which meant that ENCE didn't know when to throw the smoke. They didn't have that tell of utility on the map.
Good chance here, friends.
Yeah, another one with the Deagles.
Deagles, 1 M4. They managed to trade out a couple of kills. Wasn't bad play from Team Spirit by any means. They had 3 players there. They've traded out the kills they had to so far. Still a massive advantage for them. But we did see a little bit of damage inflicted by X7 with the Desert Eagle towards Magix. They'll throw away the Kriegs now just to make sure they can't be recovered by ENCE. And they'll slow it down, Chad. I think you'll say they'll just approach this like a new puzzle.
Yeah, so that's a concept that I've kind of been flirting with a lot in my recent Counter-Strike, especially with... So the way that you would look at it, let's use the mini-map in the top left corner for everybody. That is the outline of the map, huge kill right there. And that would be considered the puzzle, right? You have to solve this puzzle of, who meets at what choke point, what executes are available, how are you going to win the round? But... Oh, I almost got the double. That could have been round changing right there. This should be safe now for Team Spirit. So what I mean by when I say, it's a new puzzle piece is once you learn what area of the map that you have, once you learn what area of the map they have.
What weapons they have.
Exactly. It all shifts. So if you take some territory on the map, like we're seeing a lot on Dust 2 at the moment, where teams are just taking long, they are turning their puzzle piece just into long. So if you want to push us, if you want to flank us, that's okay. We're just going to hold long. And then we'll have multiple different plans to take the bomb site.
They threw the kitchen sink of poor X7 there towards the end. They had another Molotov in reserve as well. And it's where things kicked off. It was quite a juicy encounter towards Banana, but as Chad said, they put the brakes on. They started to go towards long, which makes sense, up against the Desert Eagles and trade out kills continuously until they find the round victory. And it's 7-1, Alex. No one wants to see that. Alu doesn't have the AWP. Once again, he sits on 4 and 6. We said he's the best CT sniper historically on Inferno, or at least up there, and we haven't seen much from him at all so far. far.
What I am seeing, though, is a whole lot of Kriegs. Clearly, the Team Spirit boys now, as time has continued to pass, have managed to feel fully confident and to embrace that weapon and smash with it. We're seeing a lot of those teams that are in the Tier 2 take extra advantages. In fact, you know, let's not forget ENCE and the Org. This was that they synced their trajectory, their upswing in performance with a powerful CT scoped rifle. Now the T1 is battling them down to 7-1.
I guess we should find out before each game. Do we know whether ENCE are in like a team house right now? Are they playing from home? Do they have an office?
We can
nice
do
to
some.
know.
Yeah,
ENCE are all playing in the same
room?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess just to know as well, we probably won't see many tactical timeouts. Just to might as well be humans about this.
Yeah.
They're going to be chatting, whatever happens. Right? I don't know whether we can really do much about that. So I don't think you'll see many tactical timeouts. But from time to time, in high pressure moments to calm down, that's the only time I think it'll come through.
Yeah, and I mean, I suppose you'll also see a little more of those timeouts to slow your opponent down as opposed to anything else.
Exactly, yeah. If they're running, like, ENCE should have used one by now. Would I be correct in saying that, Chad?
No, we had a rule when I was playing on Renegades that if we lost a streak of like 5 or 6 rounds, that we would call a timeout. Because you think about it, you get 4 of these, right? And if you're going to use 2.5, if you've lost 5 or 6 rounds in a row, you know, you're almost 50% of the way through.
That's what we were talking about. Na'Vi, Katowice. We'll get into that later. We do have a nice crossfire here.
It almost worked.
It's a nice one.
Pretty good. It was a good attempt. Just what we were talking about with Na'Vi and Katowice. They didn't start using their timeouts until the semi-finals.
Yeah.
We were watching them every time. It's like, guys, you've just lost 7 rounds in a row. You could throw this map and you're trying to knife people. Let's take a tactical timeout and use the most experienced in-game leader from your region and try and herd these kittens of 20-year-olds you've got within Na'Vi. Let's try and do that. Which they started to do towards the end, to be fair. I feel like they heard us. I think that we kind of basically helped them win. We helped them win Katowice.
I don't say we won Katowice.
I feel like my name should be on the trophy as well.
Okay, well, look, we have a pretty good relationship with Simple. I'm sure we can ask him, get that sorted out. There
Bring our own chisel and hammer to the next event. Get it inscribed.
So I suppose what we can do is maybe talk about a little bit of the overall of this group right now.
It was quite rushed. I was all flustered.
Yeah, that's the desk segments, Henry. Yeah. I know that you meant to be doing the cast, but
I haven't done a desk segment of 4 years. So.
Sometimes things change.
Yeah,
things
it came up. So Henry, group A is your thing. I had a good 6 seconds on that one. Right? So here we go. Right.
But you saved the goal for when we went on the deeper dive of group
That's
A.
it, exactly.
But for everybody at home, Astralis are the clear favourites in this group. And then in terms of the second spot, you could argue that it's completely open right now due to the Vitality situation, due to ENCE not playing to any of their form, Spirit just coming in to replace. Obviously, we had teams like Boom, Renegades, Tyloo as well, who are unable to travel due to the current situation. But I really want to get stuck into this round right here. This could be the swing point for ENCE.
It has to be. This is the sort of round you would win, though, like when you're desperate. You've brought an MP9 out, you've got some rifles, someone's going to have to make a play, and this is probably it. The boost up towards the atrium. Just waiting. It's a compromised position at best. That's why you have to look in towards the wall here. You have a player beneath you.
Very open to flashes.
Who's opened the flashes. So you have a player who's dodging the flashes up top. Someone who's peeking from the pillar beneath will take the initial aggro. When the flash pops, aerial 180s or 90-degree turn in this case, and he'll hopefully spray them down. But honestly, it's so archaic, that setup now. I feel like it's pre-fired every single time. I don't see it work too often. And at the very least, you need a silenced M4, in my opinion, to make it work.
We'll see. He's about to dip his toe in the water, or at least show some presence, making sure he has the lineup for his quad smoke. But his team no longer posturing towards Banana either, so this 4-man setup at the mouth of mid could very well pay off, friends.
It's all about the flash, remember. If the flash is strong, they're in trouble here. CT's making a lot of noise. Aerial repositioning. Still staying true to the initial quad focus, but dropping off the apron now back to crossfires. They've got 3 players towards B again, Alex, with the same flashbang coming in, but a better setup for the CTs this time. Will Ariel be affected? He won't be, but he'll use good for 1 frag here. Sergey good at the spot. He's not getting more than 1 there, Chad, and that's going to be it. 4 versus 3. MP9 in the retake. Mer with the most idyllic position you could hope for in this sort of scenario. Nailing them now.
Wow.
But the sewing machine, it stitches Mir in the face.
It certainly does. Cross-stitch, I think, as well. Quite a complex one. But 3 versus 2. They are just going to be backing away from this one and accepting their fate again. I really like that Magix chose to take the fight on the hay bales, because we saw it from the CT's perspective. Stopping the wide swing after getting that kill is such an adjustment.
At this level of the game, it's all about crosshair placement. That's what we'll see on pistol rounds primarily. When you've got Glocks, the first player will jump around. Let's say around from him, he'll jump through the first corner, so the USP just can't get multiple headshots. So you're a bit of a martyr in that sense, but if you do enable them to get a quick trade or deny only 1 kill, that's absolutely everything. Team Spirit, They are destroying them right now. There's nothing too flashy here. We haven't even seen really a fake at all. This is like lots of just set pieces, good map control at the start, and they're actually just beating them in pretty much every facet of the game, mainly individual duels.
This was a nice duel, though. That was something for X7.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 4 kills to his name.
We've had one Alu AWP, like an iconic AWPer. Like, not even just on Inferno, I keep saying, like, iconic for this team and influential in their success. He's had the AWP once, and he did a wide swing towards barrels.
Yeah.
That was his only attempt so far. That was it.
The thing is, it depends on... It's
Isn't
hard
it just
to
a
even...
financial thing?
But what is he spending his money on, Chad?
It is a
Because
financial thing as well.
He's got an M4, no helmet, no nades. What is he spending his money on? Like Deagle armor? Like, what's he been investing in? But what's he saving for?
I think it depends on what are they trying to solve right now.
Yeah.
So are they trying to solve the fact that they're having a hard time holding on to any map territory? Even late rounds when they have very forward crossfires, they're not trading efficiently, right? So even if Alu was finding opening picks, the team as a whole aren't getting multi-kills.
I would still like that. Presumably the sustainable approach they have is, though, on our CT side of Inferno, we have the AWP here, and we have sometimes a 3 towards B. We have this quad set up. We have some crossfires, and that's where you want to be. Your go-to should be your main star AWPer, has the sniper available at all times, but he's had it once, and he's had to make a frustrating play because they're so far behind. He's had to go for an aggressive pick. So he's still a capable M4 player, don't get me wrong, but when you have a star AWPer within your ranks, you want to try and utilize it. This is them on the back foot right now.
But let's just take a note at a bit of the round timeline. Hold up, this could be...
This could be it. Sunny tucked in on the corner, second orange is disbalanced his hunting, and oh, too easy. Chopper actually finds his head, and now the sight and the round is gone.
Where was the first player there for the CT? Where was X7?
Look for the blue X. He died mid. It was just Sunny.
Okay, so solo.
It's the most basic thing whenever I'm casting this. If you die individually like that and you haven't even presented a crossfire, like either Team Spirit done something very convincing and very good, which they kind of did. It was like a surprise kind of gallop into the bomb site with not much thrown in. But at the same time, the fact that you haven't been able to take aggro to survive, let your teammates swing out, Sunny's in a position where he's just been pre-fired and not even got a shot off. Like, he's your best rifler in the squad, and we haven't really seen anything.
Something's gone wrong.
I'm just rewatching it now.
Let's have a look.
Maybe we can bring it up, Skybox. Let me just sort out a few camera angles for everybody at home.
It's very futuristic, this. Multiple games within games.
I have never experienced this. Yeah. Commentating and being able to break it down simultaneously.
All right, let me just...
Got it for me?
Let me just talk to my astronauts.
Well, if you are just joining us, this is the inaugural game of the ESL Pro League online season now at this point. We are here live from Cologne.
This is the duel you're talking about here, Henry. X7's here, and Magix is just holding middle. And he pushes without a flash. He does have the, a rifle. But what happens after that is they instantly just go hit this B bomb site, right? So as soon as that's gone down, they're already in. There was no time for a rotation
Sunny is
at
the
all.
anchor. To be fair, that anchor position he's got, you won't see many players sitting there. Like, normally you want to be towards coffin, so even if it does go wrong, you're falling back to ruins, right, and you're surviving. Like, that's a very all-in position, considering they'd lost a man. Maybe that's why he wanted to do it. So, he had a rifle, right? So, that's still an ambitious piece.
I understand the info play, right? But you already had top mid control, and you knew you didn't have banana. So you should have already been hedging a player towards B most likely. X7 going aggressive is so they weren't rotating too many people, but they didn't have anybody else there. So right now, this map is, in my opinion, done.
Yep.
Right? This map, you could probably just pack it up. Like, of course, you can come back from... The team would be believing that they can get the last 4 rounds on the board, right? And then they could maybe have a... But just the way this has looked, it hasn't looked competitive, right? So we have how many rounds here that have ended in bomb explosions? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the rounds so far that Team Spirit have won. They've had success getting into the bomb site. They've had success planting that bomb and then defending against a retake. So nothing's really working for ENCE.
They just got absolutely shredded by nades. They flashed each other. The nades landed in their faces, and it's done over 100 damage between X7 and Alu there. So Alu, again, aggressive, and he has the Krieg this time, so understandable, but he's got low HP, can't really do much with this. They'll HE back. This is actually quite promising. They could swing off this as well. Good HE towards Chopper, and yeah, I like the swing. Sunny with 100 HP to do it at least. Fully blind gets the kill, but remember they're low around this corner, and one by one they will be taken down. X7, he just needs to hope they don't check his position, but they're going to go one better than that. It's a Molotov right in his position now, and down he goes, not quite 4 HP, and as good as dead, really. He'll need a rotation eventually. This could be Sergey and Ariel on the other side of the map.
God, that's a lot of pressure to put on X7, because at the moment, he's accepting that he could try and solo hold this site with no 4 nades. HP and no nades.
No nades is the main factor. They don't need to have to execute it. They could just walk into B and the round's over. There's no position you can play with 4 HP. That means you're going to win. You're better off playing like CT spawn will be fine. They can smoke it. You can hopefully like get a couple of kills with the smoke. That's about as good as it's going to get with the silence. With the M4A4, I should say, not the silence M4. That's going to be very difficult. Luckily, a telegraphed approach here. Flash comes through, and down he goes. 1 HP was never going to do much with that.
Aerial, though, could do something. It's only going to be the one. Sergey miles away, and so Team Spirit, an all too familiar circumstance for ENCE, is watching that bomb go down, being on the other side of the map and talking about what you can do better next time.
Can we... Oh, maybe the series will change, and they might start looking better on their own map pick. Highly likely that they will start looking...
Yeah.
But I really just need to jump back into this. Last year, Katowice, ENCE, fantastic. Fundamental Counter-Strike, completely built on that, and then from that, their individuals flourished, right? We started to see better signs. We know that Alu is a good player. He has played for a long time. He's played on NIP. He's played on FaZe Clan. He's been around. He's played with the big boys. And then he went to this team, and nobody thought he would go anywhere. They replaced their in-game leader. Alexi B's gone. But he wasn't one of the star fraggers. Ariel won an MVP at the tournament. Sergey's Mr. Consistent. The guy has 2 kills to his name right now. Sergey has dropped off something ridiculous. When Sunny was in Mouse Sports, he was the best player in Mouse Sports. So the names on the team in terms of firepower exist. So where's the problem here? It has
Leadership?
to be it has to be the direction of the team. Baffling.
Unfortunately, you're dead on, and it's Alu who's, if I'm not mistaken, the in-game leader right now. Right?
Yeah.
That has to change. Like we're not seeing anything from him. The team is falling apart at the seams. Like that just has to change. If you're not going to change roster, let's change positions up. Let's change the in-game leader. Let's just start fresh and just stay right. None of this is working. Let's go back into it.
Right. A lot of people, acknowledge the young guns. Gosh, Sunny doing a good catch onto Mir, and he paid quite the price for it, down to 6.
What was your point?
My point was that, a lot of these newer players, the likes of Boomich is a great example, Alexi B another one, these CSGO purists, I think they tend to have a good understanding of the fundamentals of Counter-Strike naturally, subconsciously. Yeah. And so my suggestion is, maybe we get another young gun. I'm looking at the likes of perhaps an Ariel, a Sergey, an X7.
Money just to go.
I think probably bring in someone who has done it before and probably wants to do it.
I was going to say Zen. Bring him in.
Well, the thing is, if Twister takes over and then he basically does in-game leading from the coach position and just sets them up game plans with all these different options, a lot of work, but then they wouldn't necessarily need to look... Someone would still have to be a mid-round caller, right? Yeah. They still need it. But at this point, look, Zen's not a bad shout if they need a new player. Otto's not a bad shout if they need a new AWPer.
If you want to get rid of Alu to start fresh, you go with Otto. That probably wouldn't be the worst shout in the world. We'll see if they can make this round work. We are talking over it because when it gets to this point of the game, I've cast a lot of online CS in my time. It gets to this point, they ain't coming back. They're not going to do much with this.
And if they do, we'll put it on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hold on. Well, that was it. 2-on-1. There is a chance for Alu. We said he's one of the best CT snipers on Inferno. If there's ever a chance to prove it, this would be it. But I wouldn't even be thinking about this clutch. He's smoked out again. You're towards library. You've got no kit. And you're up against 2 players. You've got another smoke. There is a slight gap, I suppose. They'd have to make a catastrophic error at this stage.
Here's the situation right now is you need rounds.
Yeah, so he needs the AWP as well, right?
Yeah, I guess. Where does the trade-off go?
Yeah, I mean, when does the round happen?
Oh, dear.
Now he's got 3,400. It's like, now we've got 0 chance of winning that.
Yeah, so they're on the max loss bonus, obviously. So they can scrap together some Famises.
Sunny's doing everything he can. He did that mouse sports maneuver he used to do with Chris J at the start of the round, pushing down Banana, does a load of damage, rotates back towards A, gets 2 kills in the pit. He couldn't do much more in that round. His teammates aren't really contributing, unfortunately. Nothing's really happening for them.
Did you guys ever catch the someone actually just quickly took a snapshot of Sergey's individual rating before Alexi B's departure and after? It's
a river of red.
Goodness me, yeah. It just goes from all like 1 point something to a rather grimacing red column.
Well, there's the opening kill. That was actually Ariel challenging towards second middle. Some Young looked like he had his number, to be honest with you, with the Krieg in hand, but didn't work out. Idis balanced with the AWP now.
Just to build on that point Alex was making, he was the 13th highest rated player of 2019.
Crazy.
13th best player in the world.
Yeah. So if you think about the drop-off of ENCE towards the tail end of last year, think about how good he must have been in the early stages.
Yeah, what a year. He does get shut down now, though, by Mir, and good chance, perhaps, for the CTs. And just like that, X7 and Ariel are added to the kill total, and 13 is secured.
Look at those good rotation as well. They're not challenging the fact that, they could rotate in from Arch or Library. They smoke those 2 choke points off, fall back towards quad, and just make sure this is a guaranteed round here. Very well played. Still have 3 incendiaries or Molotovs, flashbangs, smokes, no kits, and it's a human being and M4 on the retake. Yeah, I'm so dejected if I'm out of this map right now, and just like, let's just wait till the next one. This is not working.
Especially because of the map Inferno as well. You can get thrown into those retakes.
It's a CT-sided map.
It used to be a staple for them. It used to be like deadly on this map. It's insane. Like, their A bomb site used to just be like the trifecta of doom. The crossfires is coming in, like X7 gunning them down from the pit, like no problem whatsoever. Like it just looked like it was all so safe. Alu challenging second middle. He's sometimes down to T steps with an AWP.
That's right.
Never seeing any of that anymore. Like, where's all of it gone? They're so flat. That's why I said just reposition everyone at this stage. Let's just move everyone around. Because this is, you can't like
the
keep
problem,
this up.
The problem we have here is
for the last round.
Yeah.
Hey, why not? If we started to look, right? If we started to look at the next map of Train, even then it becomes a little bit worrying, right? Like even then, I'm thinking to myself, well, if these players from Spirit are playing this well regimented, look, because nobody's beasting it up. Look at their kill distribution right now. The most kills is 13. It's not like somebody is just carrying them through all these rounds. Yeah. They are going around and as a team, systematically dismantling ENCE.
They're dropping their fun strats as well. They've done it twice. Let's do 3 apartments, 1 flash. It's like they can't handle it. There's nothing that can be done. So let's just keep running that. And that's when you know, like, you've got them. You've got your foot on the throat, right? Like they can't even hold off.
There we go.
A basic attack. But this is more like it. Sunny, they had the open in the last round as well, and they've had this position once more towards Banana, but they can't convert these rounds. But Sunny, taking matters into his own hands, is showing us some of that star potential. But it's towards A, we could potentially finish it. Bomb still down towards T steps. Full control for Sunny and Alu still, who's on the Krieg, just to note. They seem to throw that to him more often than not. So maybe he's a bit of a specialist. Sunny, this is more like it. This is the ENCE we know and love, getting stuck in. Surely they convert this one.
Seems like a guarantee, all off the back of Sunny. And ever since you mentioned his mouse sports, his mouse sports flair on Banana, you are seeing it back to back. Sunny, however, will be silenced, and there's plenty of time still on the clock for this puzzle to be rearranged.
So he was on the half wall, traditionally a pretty safe position, but again, similar to Atrium, it used to work a couple of years ago, now pretty common. You see players falling up there with the AWP, get a lot of kills. Now it's flashed off from T-Spawn, and it's no real problem. So that's a little bit unfortunate that even on a 5-on-3, you don't need a player on half wall. You play that position when the 5-on-3 is against you. You've got one player anchoring towards you to steal a couple of kills away. Luckily for Alu, that Molotov doesn't land in his position. They will assume it has done, so he needs to get at least 1 kill. He's been gifted a kill here. They won't be checking this necessarily. They'll think this is clear because the Molotov, as far as they're aware, has gone down.
No.
And see, they came out with the bomb out. They just didn't think that would have to be checked. So that's actually fortunate for Alu, but it wins in the round. And then we have it, 13-2. Not the best friends. No one's going to say that, but still with 2 rounds, it's better than 0. And they might have a chance in this one. We'll see if they can wake up on the map pick of Team Spirit here. We'll take a quick break and continue between ENCE and Team Spirit very shortly.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots on the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Savage, you've been distracted, your best my average, there's a reason for that's a fact. So they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan, I ain't need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Heard that, wonder when I'm gonna peak at. And that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting the blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world.
We're looking for ENCE. We haven't found them in the first half. The second looking very promising for Spirit. It's our first map of our first day here of the ESL Pro League's 11th season. Overcoming adversity, it does seem to be somewhat of a conversation this week, and now ENCE have to do it here on Inferno. I'm Machine and I'm hanging out with my boys, the Lanchin lads, Alliteration is Cool, Henry G, and Chatty B.
It's good to be here, Alex. Not so good for ENCE fans, I'm afraid. They're currently finding themselves 13-2 down on the pick of Team Spirit. It's the Inferno. You'd think if they sat on the T side...
It's disastrous, that's what it is.
It's disastrous, it absolutely is. You think they sat on the T side, you think, okay, not too bad, it's a CG side of map. But no, actually, the dead opposite. You can see the odds from GG.bet completely changing there in towards Team Spirit's favor. They have a 13-2 lead here. Win this pistol, call it done. But online Counter-Strike, you never know. The Pro League curse was 13-2 way back in the day.
Interesting.
Way back in the day, 13-2. Producers know what I'm talking about. We'll see what comes through.
Rush definitely knows what you're talking about. Oh dear. There's been, I can't believe we're at the 11th season of Pro League, and I can't believe that if Team Spirit win this pistol, we're already done with map number 1. This has been a very quick opening to season 11.
We're going to overtime. So, two very exciting options.
It's pretty much how it works, to be honest.
Yeah. There's Rush.
Hey,
Rush,
Look at his focus.
give us a wave.
Guys, he's got to press the buttons. He's doing his job.
He's actually got to...
He's got to do his job. He hasn't cut... There we go. Thanks, Rush.
Thanks, man.
Let's see. Disbalance does look like he's going to be the receiving end of this app's flash.
Just to note, both players are able to focus on halls here because their art player has full mid control. That was a little bit audacious.
Yeah, I like the crossfire a lot. I didn't like that push so much, but there's one kill brought back in. Magix will have to deliver, and he does in spades. The bomb goes down, and the hopes and dreams of ENCE go crashing down with them. It is going to be a 3-on-2, X7 and Aerial, trying to recover the situation here, but spotted and vaulted upon its Magix with 3 kills in total after winning the opening duel once again, lads. It all comes crumbling down.
That's not the first time. In fact, that was how the last round did find ENCE's second. Sunny going on a bit of a tear to find number 2 for ENCE, but now pistol lost and likely the map. Forcing, of course. What can you do with T-side Deagles and CZs?
Not much, really.
Hope you get offered up a couple of aggressive pushes from the CTs.
They were spicy.
So this kid, for those people who aren't too familiar with Spirit, Magix, as his name, with the 3 X's or the 2 X's that he has right there, he's a 16-year-old.
Damn.
More and more of these guys are showing up now like they've had their 15th birthday and mum said they can go pro.
His name is Boris.
Boris.
I'm not sure if you would pronounce it Boris, but it's definitely spelled that way.
He wasn't even born when I went to my first LAN.
There you go. That's how old we are.
Yeah.
Less of a statement about him, more of a statement about...
But I suppose what we could, like, with all these youngsters here, because this should just be a bit of a wash, really, in all truth of the matter.
Yeah.
With these youngsters, they kind of get to come on in and pick up where we left off in a way, or where the players before left off. All that learning of the way the game should be approached, how well you can use utility, mechanics. They come in and that's what they learn straight away is when everybody else is, they only see the peak at the time, right? So for the elder people, like Henry and myself, the version of Counter-Strikes that we were playing in the past played a lot differently, right? You didn't have everybody with amazing utility usage. Not everybody was as mechanically gifted. The game, the way it plays now, this is the best Counter-Strike that's ever existed. I don't think anybody could argue that.
Yeah, you have to be the full package. At this point, you can't be a specialist in one discipline. You have to know it all.
I only got by on my looks, so I don't think I would have had any business.
And look how well
you wore a flag and you shouted.
I did shout
as well.
There was an inflatable kangaroo.
At one point, there's a kangaroo, flip-flops. So We'll see if this play from the CD spawn area comes through. It doesn't look good. The boost especially suggests this is, unless the CZ are pre-firing that, might not even get a chance. 3 kills from Mer. Chopper just needs 1 to guarantee the round, which he'll absolutely get. There it is. Might go down to like 7 here, but apparently not. It's a jumping kill to finish things off. They get 1, but that was their force buy, and traditionally speaking, this would be a full eco, but now they have to force. So the same again, Desert Eagles and Armor, and it's Mir just having his way with them.
That is either your favorite noise or your least favorite noise, that last round, you know, that noise right there, especially if you're on 15-2, that's probably your favorite noise right now. But for ENCE, well, they're going to scrap together some pistols once again and hope they can make a miracle of this, because look how fed up Spirit are right now with all those nades. They're big boys.
Yeah, they're going to start sending a barrage straight towards Sunny. You guys can catch just a little bit of chip damage. Shout out to little Momo. And round 18 could be the last round of play here. Can't believe I'm saying that to kick things off in ENCE versus Spirit.
Yeah, I did think Spirit were the favorites just by how woeful ENCE have been as of late, but I didn't expect this. A barrage of grenades thrown towards middle, hit their target, so did the bullets of Mar, as his Silence M4 finds its 4th kill in the last 2 rounds. 5 on 4, couple of smokes, a few pistols, and not much else to speak about here in this matchup on Inferno.
What are the odds that this just bleeds out 1 kill at a time, or until there's about 20 seconds left, and then they don't even have many nades to work with? 2 smokes.
They can smoke like arch side and pit and just go for it.
Isolated. Oh, never mind.
Well, it was a good game.
It was a quick game, and as my mum always says, a quick game's a good game, and she's never wrong.
She is never wrong, Mrs. Birdshaw, and neither are Team Spirit on the T side of Inferno, apparently. Very impressive stuff in their first half. Ran away with it 13-2. Magic showed us what he's made of in the second half. Pistol as well. A comprehensive victory, to say the very least, but it is a best of 3, boys, and it was the pick of Team Spirit. Is that me done talking, or how's it?